Angie here, and it is episode 4 of the Mellow Magnifying Glass. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being present. I know that we all have life experiences that make life feel very difficult, and we all have intentions to mellow out and see the brighter things in life. So with that being said, sorry about the audio change. I still have my beautiful guest, Victoria Green, here with me.
Hello.
So we are still going to be diving into the same topic of the harmony of fear and trust, and we will be tackling particularly trust in this episode. So let's jump into that. So I would just like to say thank you, VG, for being here, and thank you for all my listeners for being here and allowing us to flow through sound to those who need to hear a message from Source who is flowing through us. So thank you again, and let's get mellow. All right, so let's jump into what is trust. So what is trust to like an individual? What is trust to you, BG?
I think trust to me is just the act of surrendering. That's what I would simplify it as, I guess. Hello?
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Sorry, I was just thinking about that girl. Oh my god.
Everybody's like, wait, did it cut out? Oh, that was so funny. You were like,
no.
Oh, wow.
No, for real, dude.
I was like, did I lose her?
You lied with my thought. My thought train went running on the rails. But no, because I was just like trying to think of what
is there rain right now?
I would describe.
You hear this rain right now?
No, I don't hear it.
It's like raining and it is beautiful. I'm sorry. I needed
No, that like it's the little things. Magnify that. What?
It is the little things. Say what? Literally. Period. Yeah. Sorry.
No, we love that.
We have love on our side right now, actually.
But I was just thinking about like what I would define trust as. And I feel confused when I think about that because I'm trying to like define it. I'm trying to find like the words that branch out. Do you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, like the words that would go like underneath trust, basically, and fall under the same category.
Yeah, and like what would make like what also makes sense. And like that's what makes me like think of like the word faith.
Yeah,
and like
for sure, girl. Literally.
Yeah.
It's faith goes into trust. They all fall under the same category of love. Like kindness, trust, faith, hope, like that all goes under love. Like that is like those are the branches underneath love. All of those things embody love. Like so of course you can like they're interchangeable, you know, because they're all connected to the source, which is
sure. Yeah. And so like when I'm like trusting, when I think of like defining it, I love that you say like surrendering because it really is just like a selfless, like it feels selfless, you know? It's like you have to be selfless. Like you have to, it's almost like you have to give up to give in, really.
Yeah, you are giving yourself up. That's what trust is.
Yeah. Like putting your life or whatever in someone else's hands, in source hands, or you know, whatever it may be.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I love that.
It's so beautiful. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
I
Yeah.
think it like I also have because I had written down like a difference between fear and trust, and I love that you say that it all falls under the same category of love, because like when I was doing my own research on regards to what is trust and what is fear, I mean, excuse me, what is trust and what is faith.
Mhm.
Faith, like, is what I'm saying. It's more used in religion, and trust
Mm.
is more used when you have like this, like I was saying before, that like that context to like, you know, refer to, I guess.
Yeah.
So like when you like trust your friend with information, you
Mhm.
like know you're gonna tell this person because you've told them something and they didn't spill the beans to nobody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
So like when so that's like that's like having, but when you're faithful with like God, and when you're faithful with like source, and when you're trusting source, fourth, my God, I was wrong. Sorry. When you're trusting source,
Yeah.
you have to like surrender completely to a point where you don't know at all if this person or if this thing or if this whatever it is going to work out, or if it's going to go the way you may think it may go.
Yeah.
But you just have to
That's
trust source.
yeah.
So let's jump into the benefits of trust.
Okay. The benefits of trust.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I guess let's just first, let me just say, let me make this very clear. I guess, let me know if you agree with me, VG.
okay.
Like, it is very, like, let's just say this one thing. I'm not trying to like go deep into this. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say this. You like, agree with me or not agree with me. Then we're gonna jump
Okay.
into benefits. Um, Trusting is a fearful act.
Trusting is a fearful act.
Like when you are trusting, you're probably really fearful also, is what I'm like.
Right. I would say that trust is an act against fear.
Mm,
Yeah. I don't think having trust and giving trust into something isn't like an act of fear. It's an act against fear. Like you're the two are going at it, they're fighting. It's like
right.
that pendulum and they're all like it's off, like
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I'm really glad that I asked, because we're definitely gonna like dive into that in
Okay, yeah,
the
yeah,
three.
yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
gosh,
we are.
yeah.
Catch us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Period. So so going back to the benefits of trust, I would say a benefit of trust is, I guess, what strength is instilled like afterward. Like when you're in the situation and you do trust, you do choose to trust,
Yeah.
and you come out of it and you're like, wow, I know I'm capable of trusting, and I'm capable of allowing flow to flow. You know what I mean?
Like, are you talking about
The benefits is just like how you feel about yourself after doing that is
right?
like benefit for sure. Like I just
Oh
want to
yeah.
mention, because like
Mm-hmm.
just thinking about tuning into yourself and knowing that you're capable of like being so okay with not knowing and the uncertainty, and
Mm-hmm.
allowing flow to flow, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, 100%. And when you do that, when you like take that leap or jump into trust and really give yourself to it and come out on the other side being like, damn, like I really was tripping on that. But when I actually let like myself go into trust or love, like I why was I so fearful? Really? What was I so afraid of? When on this other side was love and goodness, and like I came out stronger and better for it.
Yeah.
It's like it's a breath of fresh air. Like you can really actually breathe, and you're like, wow, I was really holding my breath for what, when I could just
Mm-hmm.
breathe and let it go and let it flow, really. Yeah.
For real. I love the way that you put that. I I wonder what is another benefit that you could think of?
Okay, this is kind of gonna like sound a little bit repetitive, but like I would say that like another benefit is that you you just open yourself up to like new opportunities in the future. Like just anytime you're presented with a new opportunity, like each time you start to open up and you start to trust, like you're just building yourself up and you're growing and you're elevating, and like it's just like a flower blooming. Like you slowly start to release yourself and open, and things don't hold you back. Like your fear
Yeah.
doesn't hold you back as much every time you do it. Like
Mhm.
it's a practice. It's a
Okay.
like you're not going to change in a day, you know? Like growth takes
Yeah,
time,
of
and
course.
it's definitely like a roller coaster, but like every time you give into trust, it is only benefiting you, like truly.
Yeah. I love that. I that
Like there's endless benefits, really. I can't like simplify it down to like you'll get these three things out of it, you know? Like you will get
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything and more out of always giving yourself to trust.
Yeah. And trusting like in like particularly like I would want to jump into like just trusting yourself, like the act of trusting yourself and trusting yourself that like when these new opportunities do arrive that like you are capable of doing or tackling or pursuing or overcoming
Mm-hmm.
whatever it
Yes.
be.
Yep.
Like you were able to like bridge us into that. That was sick. Yeah. So I want to jump into the benefits of source and just the benefits of trusting source.
Mm,
And like we know that there's like for sure endless love and benefits that comes from surrendering to source and like just being faithful and trusting of what source has planned or may have set out for you.
right.
And so um I want to make sure that like we make it clear to the listeners that there's like not that there's like four particular things, but there are like a few particular things like that you can like look out for when you're trusting, you know?
Can you dive more into that?
Yeah, I guess where I feel like I'm going with that is with with the general if with the knowledge of um when you do trust source and you do put in your faith
Yeah.
and like let go technically of whatever the situation may be,
Hmm.
the benefits of that create a different installment of strength like we were talking about in yourself, and it opens up a new way for you to tackle the new opportunities that have to come in your
Yeah.
future, well as you know um making it clear to you that you are capable of tackling difficult things,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So with that understanding, for me anyway, I feel like the way that I know source the way that I get reassurance from source that like it's okay to trust me and I'm still here and you're not alone, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um numbers for me, like angel numbers is definitely like a huge communication with
Yeah.
source for me.
Mm.
And ever since I was little, I mean, I've always been a math geek. Everyone's always like, oh, she loves math and she can flip any equation or whatever. And yes, I do love math. I am like I do enjoy solving problems. Like I hello.
Mhm.
I like issues. Anyway, no, yeah, I like to like solve problems, and I love working equations, and I
Yeah.
love me some algebra. You know, but like
You connect
also, I realized that like source has been speaking to me like since I was little, like through this love of numbers and this love of like understanding numbers and like where they come from. And like when I do see a number or I see a set of numbers or whatever it may be, I know, oh, it's almost like I know exactly like, okay, God, like I'm safe and God's like, you know, like God's here, or like follow your intuition. Like, you know, when I see 111, it's follow your intuition. When I see 777, it's love over fear. And when I see 37, it's you're gonna be okay. Don't worry, sources got you. So like I don't know, these are just like things that I recognize that reassure me that source is trustworthy. You know what I mean? And it is trustworthy by being present, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
In the way of numbers, in the way of communicating to me that way. And it could be different for everyone else. And you know what I mean? A lot resonate with the numbers, and some other people really like be talking to source in meditation. And I know I'm capable of reaching that point, but I know that when God's or source is trying to like show me something quick, it's like a car, like the car license plate or a sign, you know what I mean? It's like simple.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
but what about you?
No, I have those instances 100%. Yeah. I, like you said, whether you see it in like your angel numbers or you see it in just signs in general, like, yeah.
It's something my brother was telling me was like, um, he's going through a difficult situation right now, and he knows that God is with him, and he knows that God is loving him no matter what his circumstances may be, because that is what God is. God is pure love. And so with that, like he's with trusting source and knowing that, you know, God, knowing that source still will love him for who he is, as he is.
Right.
And he with knowing that, he's been, you know, talking to him and talking to God and talking to source about the things that aspirations that he really has for life and what he wants to do. But it also has these huge fears that are also keeping him held back from actually pursuing those things or pursuing, you know, making music or finding someone that makes beats or anything like that. And something he wants to do is Christian music, which is super sick. And so he told me that, you know, he's like, it's crazy. God put this guy who makes beats in my life, and I like didn't even know like this was, you know, I knew that your man makes beats and stuff, but where I'm at, I didn't know that this was even a possibility in the state that I'm in and everything that I'm going through, that someone could come to me and come into my life and be like, hey, I can be here for you and send you these and you can work on them. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, yeah, brother, like trust, you know what I mean? Like, you can do this, you got this. And I know it's difficult, and I know that things are difficult, and you when you make the wrong decisions, it feels really crappy. But also you got to remind yourself that every single test, every single choice that you make is a test. And also when you're not able to receive something, you're not going to receive it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, straight
You know
up.
what I mean? If you're not open enough to receive the information that you need to receive, you're not I get it, and that's okay. But
Like
also,
in one ear and out the other. Like it just doesn't even. It's like you're talking to a wall at that point. Like
yeah. Yeah. And that's simply because of openness. It's not because of immaturity or what state they're in, or if they're fucking high as fuck. It doesn't matter where the fuck anyone is in their life. If
yeah.
they are open with where they are at in their life and what they've experienced, if they're not open to what information they need to receive, and if you're telling them, get a job, or stop doing drugs, or, you know, I want a baby, or whatever the hell it may be for whatever situation. Like, if that person that's receiving that isn't receiving it because they're not open to it, it's simple as that. It's not because of maturity. It's simply because of where they're at in their life and where their openness is. And it's okay that they're not open to that because of what they've accomplished at this point. You know what I mean?
Wow, you just like opened up like okay. For any listeners that watch Vampire Diaries and yeah, that was me. They like they're vampires, right? So they
I didn't really watch that, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like giving background. So it's not don't worry, I'll fill you in. Um basically like they have because they're vampires, they have these powers essentially. I don't just like heighten abilities, strong, stuff like that, whatever. In Vampire Diaries, they have this like ability to turn off their humanity basically and go like full on like of their nature of being a vampire and basically just like give themselves up in the wrong ways though. Like in literally the most like separated way you could give yourself up. And when they turn off their humanity, like turn off that switch or whatever within themselves, like they just start doing really bad things. And I think like for us as human beings, like just in relation to that or whatever, like I think us as human beings, like we have this switch within us that we can literally, open ourselves up and become awake and literally like instead of it being like a humanity switch, it's like a spirituality switch for us.
Yeah.
And it's really just it's a switch to show us the truth. It's the light switch. That's what it is. It's the light switch on the door. And if you flick it on, you will have light. And if you don't, then you're sitting in the dark, is really what it is.
let me just tell you right now. BG's letting y'all know that y'all need to get up and search for that motherfucking light switch.
Go creep in the dark, go feel around, use your senses. Literally, use your senses. Use your senses and find that switch. Like straight up. Why is it so hard? Like it's really not hard at all. People just don't want to do it. That's the problem. They don't have the hunger. They don't have the crave. Like they don't have anything.
It's definitely a huge part of it. Like if you're not if you can say all you want verbally that you want better for yourself. But if you don't truly and fully with every cell in your body want better for yourself, then it's not easy. You know what I mean? Like you have to get to that point. You know what I mean? You have to get to the point of like, I really want this for myself and I really want to be a better person. I really want to know myself and know where I come from and know who I am. You know what I mean? And go on that journey. Like you have to really feel
and know that it's gonna be a not easy journey. That I think is the hardest part is like really giving yourself to the uneasiness of it. It's out of your control and you're scared as fuck. Like that's what it is, of course. And you have every right to be scared. Like that is completely valid and like understandable. Like 100%. It's scary as shit. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to any of you.
Shout out to my man for letting me know moving out at 16 that he also was still scared of the dark. He was like, "What the fuck is going on? I need fucking He
No,
said he
literally,
all of the lights.
literally. And that is
Like,
that's so interesting because like I vividly remember like as being a little girl, like I was deathly afraid of the dark. Like
yeah.
deathly afraid. Like
Well,
you could
homies
leave me alone
lived
in
in
the
the dark.
room, like
All the homies lived in the
even
dark. All of them.
even my own room, like my own
Oh,
room
period.
that I know in my house. Like how crazy is that? A house
Where
that
you know where every single thing
you know where everything is. And that's supposed to be like your safe space. But if
is.
you're living in a dark room and you don't have the light on, it's fucking scary. So you need to find the light.
Turn the light switch on.
Turn it on, I repeat. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
No,
I go
I love that.
crazy.
I love that you brought that analogy up because I'm sure so many different people can relate to that. I know my mom for sure watched Vampire Diaries. Like I know for damn sure she did. She loves. So like I love that you made that analogy because
and really like
it definitely is a switch. It's not because yeah, like some people really say like you don't just wake up one morning and you're just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you don't wake up one morning. You're not just this holistic goddess, like freaking gem out here, just, knows all about the chakras and knows all about all the rocks and all the,
yeah,
you're not,
you can
not
know
that.
about a lot of shit. That's like that is the distinction. You can know a lot of shit, but if you don't understand it, you can know so much.
Yeah.
But if you don't actually truly understand what you're talking about and what you're preaching and what you're living, like if you don't know and make that connection,
Real.
like,
and you know what? That goes into it yourself. Like you can say,
yeah.
I know myself all day. I know who I am. I know I'm a badass. I know I can take on anything. I can conquer whatever.
But when you're
But then,
put to the plate,
yeah,
and you
when shit
actually have
really,
to put forth what you're preaching and what you
yeah.
think you live in, like you really gotta
That's when
take
the
the test.
understanding kicks in. That's
Right.
when the understanding kicks in because
Yeah.
that's when you need to find understanding. You think you know, but what you don't, it's okay. You may know, but what you need to do is understand yourself. You know what I mean? And especially like the spiritual experience and the spiritual like awakening experience and like the spiritual like, journey and all like the references to that, like that all has to do with like letting go of that knowing of yourself or letting go of that sickening feeling of not knowing yourself and just jumping into I want to understand myself and I'm gonna understand myself. I'm going to understand myself. Yeah. And I don't care if anyone else understands myself.
Right? Because it doesn't matter as long as you know
it doesn't matter.
Then that's all that matters.
Just finally have been letting go of the fact that nobody gives a crap about me. That's really like all the strangers around me, they don't give a fuck about me. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like I'm not supposed to be worried if they're worrying about if my hair is looking crappy or I'm not supposed to be tripping on that. Yeah. And to zoom out, you're not supposed to be caring about anyone, what they feel about how you're raising your kid or how you're, going about your life or where you're going in regards to your career or how much money that career may make or if that career can support whatever the fuck you may be doing.
Right.
Like,
I think like you're more so talking on like just the negativity of it, right? Like because we want to still spread positivity to everyone around us. Like they might be going through their own shit, but like we can still spread love to people, like
100%.
But like the negative part of it, like the external is the negative, and you're the positive. And people are like, "Oh, when are you gonna get a job? Like, why are you raising your daughter like that? Like that shit." Yeah, no, like it really doesn't matter. Like it's so irrelevant to you, it's not even funny. Mm-hmm. But like, so you're magnifying like the negative world basically coming at you is what you're saying. Right? Yeah, and you're just like, for what? Like, why are we out here opening our ears, like trying to hear what they're even saying to us right now?
Correct. Yeah.
It's
that's all the knowing that you have. Like all that knowing you have in your head is all that external experiences that you have and all everything everyone else has told you.
Yeah. But your understanding is like, no, I
You.
I understand my truth. Like it's
There's
okay.
no way
Like they be knowing this, but they really don't be understanding it at all. Yeah.
period.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah, and you hear that saying you think if only they knew, those type of sayings and stuff, and it's like, yeah, like you're right. And on the other hand, like you just gotta trust that you're gonna be okay
Yeah.
because,
You
damn,
will, because you will, and that's that. Like you will be okay. There's no other alternative. But
yeah,
you know,
right. What what's set out for you is already set out for you, and it's
mm,
already coming to you. You just have to
yeah.
open yourself up to
Which
it.
is honestly like the most like graceful thing to know and understand is that you will be okay no matter what because of love, because of God, because of source, because of the universe, because of everything. You know,
Yep.
you just know. Like you know that there's a path laid out for you already and there's a way, and that if you give yourself to the way, like you will be okay because you have trust. Because you
Mm-hmm.
have trust and you know and understand that you are taken care of and you will be good.
Yeah. Yes. For real. And like that knowingness of source is also an understanding. I want to make that clear because when you zoom out, source has put you in so many particular situations for a purpose, for a particular reason.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
for sure.
there is no necessity, excuse me, there's no necessity of trying to understand that part unless it wasn't extremely clear. Maybe you do need to zoom out a little bit and see
Right.
sources been active in your life.
But are
But
you
what
talking
I'm saying
about
is,
just the
I'm like, because we're diving into like knowing and like understanding, you know what I mean? I may
yeah,
know myself but I don't understand myself, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And so like knowing source, when you're saying that, like you know source is capable of having this plan for you, you just got to let it work, you
yeah.
know?
Mhm.
And what I'm saying is that knowingness is also an understanding with the
Yeah.
capability of zooming out and seeing how source has put people in your life and put you in
Mm,
particular situations to heal and to work and to
yeah,
love
yeah.
particular people and
Yep.
particular situations and bring light
Yeah,
to situations and
of course. Yeah,
rooms and families and like that type of stuff, you know?
yeah. And
It's so
even like even on the other like side of that, even if you are in a situation where like, damn, like why did this happen? Like I don't really understand. Even when you're in those moments and you're like, why is this bad thing happening to me? Why is like what did I do to deserve this? Even when you don't have the understanding of why you think source or God or the universe has done this to you, like you really do have the greater understanding and knowingness that it's happening for a reason.
reason.
You know, even when you don't really know the reason,
Yeah,
you know that it's happening for a good reason and
for
that
real.
you will be okay.
Mm-hmm. It's like there's like, that 5% of your brain that's like, okay, I know that this is happening for a reason. And the rest of it is like, what the shit is
No,
going
literally,
on?
like you are going
Is this really
crazy.
gory?
Yeah.
Like, you're
But like
tripping.
deep down, like your inner self, like you know, oh shit, like I know I don't know, and this is so frustrating and painful. And I wish I understood. Like it's okay because you do trust that like you will be good.
Yeah, for real.
That's good.
Woo, that's so good. I think we done darn it.
I think so, dude. That was crazy.
Period.
That was insane.
My whole heart.
Literally, and I can't wait to connect them next time. And everybody better be listening.
Period. Because you better know that part 3 is about to be juicy.
If you thought this was crazy, we coming for you.
For real. Just to let you know, to remind y'all, we're going to finally wrapping up this topic of the harmony of trust and fear by diving into these particular situations where trust and fear had to harmonize and we came out on the other side. And we're going to magnify all the beautiful, gorgeous things. And I'm really excited to start a new way of magnifying in my podcast. So get ready for that. I'm going to be trying a new thing.
That's on Mellow.
Huh?
That's on Mellow.
That's on Mellow.
That's on Mellow.
That's right. That's on Mellow. I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a wrap. Life is what you make it. I will always leave you with this. Each day is a brand new canvas that you get to paint with new experiences that you have each day. So let's choose to paint that canvas with all the positive things that we'd like to magnify. Okay? So thank you again for tuning in, whether you are tuning in via audio or via visual. And I'd like to remind everyone to stay connected on the socials. That's at Mellow Magnifying Glass. And VG, let the listeners know your socials because I totes forgot that in the last post.
Oh, no, it's okay. Don't even trip. It's all good. My Instagram is Victoria with 3 A's _VG.
Period. And that's going to be, yeah, y'all see it visually and y'all heard the audio-ly. Period. Horrible, but it's okay. So yeah, so thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'm very, very excited to dive deeper and wrap up this topic with Victoria Green. Thank you again for being here with me, Mamacitas, and go get mellow, y'all. You already know.